Hello class, in this video I will be discussing more examples regarding motion along a straight line or for module 2 lesson 1, okay? So for example number 1, you normally drive on the freeway between San Diego and Los Angeles at an average speed of 105 km per hour, and the trip takes 1 hour and 50 minutes. On a Friday afternoon, however, heavy traffic slows you down and you drive the same distance at an average speed of 70 kilometer per hour. How much does the trip take? Okay, so we have a given here, the average velocity, which is 105 kilometer per hour, and the time of the trip, which is 1 hour and 50 minutes. Okay. Now, dahil daw sa traffic, sabi niya, traffic slows you down. Ang naging average speed dahil sa traffic is 70 kilometer per hour na lang. Okay? Ngayon, tinatanong kung gaano katagal yung trip. Okay? In order for us to know the time elapsed during the 70 kilometer per hour for the same distance, we have to first find the distance, okay? So we all know that velocity is equivalent to distance over time, diba? So distance is equivalent to velocity times time, diba? So distance, same distance lang naman sila since from San Diego to Los Angeles din naman. Ang pinagkaiba lang is yung pangalawa is traffic, okay? So 105 kilometer per hour times the time na 1 hour. Ang 50 minutes is pwede nating isulat as 50 over 60 because in an hour meron tayong 60 minutes and we only consume 1 hour and 50 minutes, okay? And then the distance would be 105. This is our, okay, 105 times, let us use the mixed fraction. Ayan, 1 hour and 50 over 60. Okay. That is equivalent to 192.5. Okay. 192.5. As we can see, ang significant figures dito is 3 lang. So, let's round it off ng 193 kilometer. Okay. Now, pwede na nating makuha yung time elapsed niya kapag ang average speed ay 70 km per hour. So, velocity is equals to distance over time. So, time is distance over velocity. So, we have a distance of 193 km and a velocity of 70 km per hour. So, ano naman ngayon ang time? 193 over 70 kilometer. That is 2.76. Okay. 2.76 hour. Okay. Now let's what do you call this? Let us transform or convert this into this format. Meron na tayong 2 hours. Ilang minutes ang 0.76? So, 0.76 hour. Okay. Ang 1 hour ay ilan? 60 minutes. Okay. Ilan kaya to? 0.76 okay, times 60 minutes. 45.6 or 46 minutes. 2 hours and 46 minutes. Ayan. So, this is the time take or taken when you have an average speed of 70 kilometer per hour. Okay, so let's proceed to the next example. A Honda Civic travels in a straight line along a road. The car's distance x from a stop sign is given as a function of time t by the equation xt is equals to alpha t squared minus beta t cubed, where alpha is 1.50 meter per second squared and beta is equivalent to 0.050 meter per second cubed. Calculate the average velocity of the car for each time interval. Ayan, given. So, ang given muna natin is x as a function of t, alpha t squared minus beta t cubed, wherein alpha daw is 1.50 meter per second squared, t squared minus 0.0500 meter per second cube t cube. Ayan. So, calculate the average velocity kapag ang time interval sa A is 0 to t 2.00 seconds. Okay. So, now, ano ulit ang formula ng average velocity? Di ba yan ay delta x over delta t. So, we need to know the x2 and x1. Ang x1 natin malamang is the time at 0 second at ang x2 natin is the time at 2 seconds. Okay? So, x2 would be 1.5 meter per second squared t squared na 2.00 seconds squared minus 0.0500 meter per second cube 2.00 second cube. Okay? And then x1 natin is 1.5 meter per second squared, then 0 squared minus 0.050 meter per second cube 0 second cube. Okay. Now let us compute. Automatically x1 would be 0. Diba? Kasi 0, 0. Then let's compute for x2. 1.5 times 2 squared minus 0.0500 times 2 cube. Okay. So that is 5.6. If you will check the significant figures, we have three significant figures and the decimal places should be two decimal places. So, ito dapat ay 5.6 t meters. Okay? So, the average velocity would be 5.60 minus 0 meters, okay, over 2.00 minus 0 seconds. So 5.6 divided by 2 is equivalent to 2.8 meters per second or 2.80 meters per second kapag sinunod natin yung significant figure. Okay? So that is for letter A. Now let us solve letter B. Dito na lang sa gilid. Okay? T equals to 0 and t is equals to 4 seconds. So, ganun lang din. Papalitan lang natin, okay? Ang t equals to 0, alam na natin na x1 yan at equivalent yan sa 0 since na-solve na natin siya. Ang x2 is, let us just substitute 4 seconds in the equation, okay? So, 1.5 meter per second squared 4.00 seconds squared minus 0.0500 meter per second cube 4.00 second cube. Ayan. Okay. So, ang x2 here is 1.5 times 4 squared minus 0.05004.00 cube. So let us check. Yeah. So this is 20.8 meters. Okay. 20.80 meters. If you will check the significant figures in multiplication and subtraction, dapat 2 decimal places, which is 20.80 meters. And the average the average velocity would be delta x over delta t. So this would be 20.80 minus 0 over 4.00 minus 0 seconds. This is meter. This is seconds. So the answer would be 20.8 divided by 4, which is equivalent to 5.2 or 5.20 meters per second. Okay? So this one. Now, let's proceed to the letter C. Ayan. First time elapsed is 2.00 seconds hanggang 4.00 seconds. So, ang x1 natin dito is the time at 2 seconds na nakuha na natin kanina, which is 5.6 meters. Ang x2 naman natin is yung kanina na 20.80 meters. The distance or the position after 4 seconds, and then the average velocity delta x over delta t would be 20.80 minus 5.60 divided by 4.00 minus 2.00. Okay? So, this one, 20.8 minus 5.64 minus 2 is equivalent to 7.60 meters per second. Okay? This is meters and this is seconds. So this is the final answer for letter C. Okay, so done na tayo sa example number 2. Let's proceed to example number 3. A car is stopped at a traffic light. It then travels along a straight road such that its distance from the light is given by xt bt squared minus ct cubed, where b is 2.4 meter per second squared and c is 0.120 meter per second cubed. Calculate the average velocity of the car from the time interval t equals 0 to t equals to 10 seconds. Calculate sa letter A muna tayo. Ang hanapin daw natin is the average velocity, which is equivalent to delta x over delta t. Ang x function natin is equivalent sa bt squared minus ct cubed. Substituting the values, 2.40 meter per second squared t squared minus 0.120 meter per second cube t cube. So calculate the average velocity of the car from t0 to t 10 seconds. So ang initial natin is at 0 seconds. Okay? Ang x natin dyan would be 2.40 meter per second squared, 0 seconds squared, minus 0.120 meter per second cube, 0 second cube. Automatically, this is equivalent to 0. Okay. Now, let's proceed to T2, which is equivalent to 10 seconds. Okay. 10 seconds, so let us substitute 2.40 meter per second squared, 10.0 seconds squared minus 0.120 meter per second cube, 10.0 second cube. Okay. So the coordinate or the position at 10 seconds would be 2.4 times 10 squared minus 0.120 10 cubes. So that is equivalent to 120 meters, or if you will check the significant figures, that would be equivalent to 120.0 meters. Okay, so in order to get the average velocity, that is 120.0 meters minus 0 over 10 seconds minus 0 seconds. So 120 divided by 10, that is equivalent to 12, or 12.0 meters per second. Okay, so that is for letter um, A. Now let's proceed to letter B. Ang B naman is calculate the instantaneous velocity of the car at t equals to 0 and t equals to 5 seconds. So, pinapakompute dito na lang tayo sa gilid. Yung instantaneous velocity at t is equals to um, 0 and the t is equals to 5 seconds. Tama ba? Let's check. Yeah. Okay. So, when we say instantaneous velocity, that is equivalent, diba, sa dx over dt. Okay? And we have the function of x in terms of t na 2.40 meter per second squared. T squared minus 0.120 meter per second cube t cube. So, in order to have the instantaneous velocity, we have to derive the x function 2.40. Ayan. So, pag dinerive natin yan in terms of, with respect to t, that would be equivalent to 2 times 2.40 meter per second squared t, okay, minus 3, 0.120 meter per second cube t squared. Now, we can get the instantaneous velocity at time 0, okay, which is obviously equivalent to 0, diba? Kasi 2 times 2.40 meter per second squared, 0, minus 3, 0.120 meter per second cube, 0 seconds squared. So, lahat yan is equivalent to 0. And the instantaneous velocity at time 5 seconds. So, we just have to substitute in the equation 5 seconds minus 3, 0.120 meter per second cube, 5 seconds squared. Okay, so let us substitute. Let's calculate 2 times 2.40 times 5 seconds minus 3 times 0.120 times 5 seconds square. Okay, so that is equivalent to 15. So, if you will check the significant figures, ito ang pinaka-konting significant figures. So, itong masusunod sa multiplication, and then you have one significant or one decimal place. So, ang sagot dito dapat is 15.0 meters per second. Okay? So, bakit meters per second? Kasi obviously, makakancel to, matitirang isa. Makakancel to, may matitirang isa. Okay? So, this is the final answer for this one then, 0.0. Okay. Final answer for letter B. And let's proceed. Meron pa bang letter C? Yeah. How long after starting from rest is the car again at rest? So from rest position, sorry. Anong time ulit siya magiging rest aside from time 0? 'Di ba? Meron tayong formula ng V, that is V is equals to 2 times 2.40 meter per second squared T minus 3 0.120 meter per second cube T squared, 'di ba? Letter C to ha. Sabi niya what time from rest from the start magiging at rest ulit siya. Okay? So, equivalent lang natin yung instantaneous velocity as 0. Kasi at rest, diba? So, 0 velocity equals 2 times 2.40 meter per second squared t minus 3 0.120 meter per second cube t squared. Okay? So, gamitin natin si calcu para mas mabilis. Okay, mode 5. Dahil quadratic equation to, you just have to use the mode 5, 3, and then unahin natin to, negative 3 times 0.12. Okay. Next, 2 times 2.4. Okay. And then, 0. So, meron tayong lumabas na t is equals to 13.3 seconds at saka time na isa na 0. Okay, tama. Kasi at 0 seconds, malamang at rest siya. So, after 13.3 seconds, at rest ulit si object. Okay? So, okay na yan. Ito na yung final answer. Okay. So, next. Ayan. Example number 4. A bird is flying due east. Its distance from a tall building is given by, ayan, what is the instantaneous velocity of the bird when t is equals to 8 seconds? So, meron tayong equation ulit, okay? 28 meters plus 12.4 meters per second t minus 0.0450 meter per second squared d cube. Ayan. What is the instantaneous velocity? Ang instantaneous velocity ay equivalent sa dx over dt. So, meron tayo nito, so we just have to derive the equation, okay? Derive it, 28.0 plus 12.40 minus 0.0450 t cube. Derive natin siya in terms of the time or with respect to time. So, ang mangyari dyan, ito magiging 0 and then ito magiging 12.4. Lagay natin yung unit, meters per second, and then 3, 0.0450 t squared meter per second squared. Okay. So, the velocity, okay, t squared. Tama ba? I think this is in cubic. Okay. Mali yung given natin. Cubic. Ayan. Okay. So, ang velocity na natin is instantaneous velocity at 8 seconds would be 12.4 meters per second minus 3, 0.0450 meter per second cube times 8.00 second squared. So, the final answer, balik tayo sa mode 1. Ayan. 12.4 minus 3 times 0.045 k times 8 squared. Then the final answer would be 3.76. So if we will get um, the significant figure, ito yung pinaka-konting significant figure, yeah, 3, okay? Ang decimal places natin is magiging 2 decimal places. Ayan, 2 decimal. So, ito 1 decimal place lang. So, dapat ang sagot natin is magiging 1 decimal place, which is 3.8 meters per second. Okay? So, that is the final answer. So, next, let's proceed to example number 5. A race car starts from rest and travels east, okay? Travels east along a straight line, along a straight and level track for the first 5 seconds of the car's motion. The eastward component of the car's velocity is given by this equation. What is the acceleration of the car when Vx is equals to 12.0 meters per second? Okay? What is the acceleration? Okay? Now, kunin muna natin kasi 'di ba may equation tayo nito. Okay. 0.860 meter per second cube t squared. Okay. Ang acceleration, what is the acceleration? So, ito hindi average ang hinahanap. So, malamang ang acceleration na kinukuha dito is the instantaneous acceleration. Okay. So, in order to get that, that is dv over dt. Okay. We have a function of v here in terms of time. So, we just have to derive it like this one. 0.860 meter per second cube t squared. Ayan. So, we just have to derive that in terms of, with respect to t. So, magiging 2 times 0.860 meter per second cube t. Okay. So, as you can see, para makuha natin si acceleration, we have to get the time first. Okay? We need the time. Sabi niya, what is the acceleration of the car when Vx is equals to 12 meters per second? So, we have to get the time first kapag ang velocity niya ay 12 meters per second. So, we just have to equate it here. So, 0.860 meter per second cube t squared. Okay. So, okay. Let's get it. Dahil quadratic to, mag-mode 5 tayo, then 3. 0.860. Guys, it is important na kapag quadratic, ang gamitin nyo is yung equation, quadratic equation, kasi dalawa ang lumalabas dyan. Okay? So, baka pag nag-shift solve kayo kasi ang lalabas is yung isang part lang. So, possible na magkaroon kayo ng confusion or mali yung makuha nyong sagot. So, 12. Negative 12. Okay. Yan. Kasi you have to transpose it. And then, so the first time is 3.7 3.74 or 3.8 3.7 na lang seconds kasi pag time dito is 1 decimal place lang. And then the other one is equivalent to negative. Okay, pag negative hindi siya pwede. So, yung isang time niya na negative 3.7 is hindi acceptable. So, you just have to stick with this. And then, ito yung E, so substitute mo here. So, A is equals to 2, 0.860 per second cube, 3.7 seconds. Okay. 2 times 0.86 times 3.7 seconds, which is equivalent to 6.36, or um, kung titingnan natin ang significant figures, ang pinaka-konti is ito. So, 6.4 meter per second squared. Okay, so this is our final answer. So, let's proceed to example 6. Ayan. A turtle crawls along a straight line, which we will call the x-axis. Okay, sorry. The x-axis with the positive direction to the right. Okay, the equation for the turtle's position as a function of time is this one. Okay. Find the turtle's initial velocity, initial position, and initial acceleration. So, let's focus first sa letter A. So, meron tayong given na 50.0 centimeter plus 2.00 centimeter per second times time minus 0.0625 centimeter per second squared times squared. Okay. Let's say na ang initial natin is at 0 seconds na lang. Kasi wala namang given. So, let's assume that it is 0 seconds. So, wala tayong problema sa position kasi given na siya. Okay. Para makuha naman natin ang velocity, we have to, di ba, ang instantaneous velocity is equivalent sa dx over dt, di ba? Okay? So, we have to derive this. Meron tayong given na x function. Okay? Plus. Ayan. Ayan. Okay. So, let's derive this. So, ito maging 0. 2.00 centimeter per second minus ito mabababa to 0.0625 centimeter per second squared t. Okay? So, ito na yung velocity natin as a function of t. Okay. Now, we need the initial acceleration. So, we have to get the formula for the instantaneous acceleration, which is equivalent to dv over dt. Ayan. At nakuha na natin yung v, which is this one. So, let us derive the equation na 2.00 centimeter per second minus 2 times 0.0625 centimeter per second squared t. Okay, with respect to time, of course. So, if we derive that, makukuha natin yung a as a function of t. So, this is 0. And this one would be 2 times 0.0625 centimeter per second squared. Okay. So, ayan, meron na tayong formulas for the x, the v, and the acceleration. So, for the x, for the initial, okay, at time 0, so we just have to substitute 0 as the time. So, 50.0 centimeter plus, okay, 2.00 centimeter per second times t minus 0.0625 centimeter per second squared t squared. So we just have to substitute it with 0. So ito is magiging 50.0 centimeter plus 2 times 0 minus 0.0625 centimeter per second squared. 0 second squared. Okay. So ito magiging 0 obviously. So ang position niya pala at initial position or at time 0 is 50.0 centimeters. So meron na tayong isang sagot. Sa velocity naman natin, okay, na may equation na 2, 0.0625. Okay. So let's just substitute here yung 0 seconds. Okay. So, ito magiging 0. So, ang initial velocity niya pala ay 2.00 centimeter per second. And finally, ayan, meron na tayong isang sagot ulit. Finally, the acceleration is, ayan, hindi na kailangan ng time. So, 2 times 0.0625. Okay, the acceleration would be 0. Um, 0. Sorry, this is negative pala. Yeah. Negative 0.125 or kung titingnan natin, this is the three significant figures. Yeah. Centimeter per second squared. So this is the final answer ulit for the acceleration. Okay. So, ayan. Kung i-check natin yung significant figures, yeah, we have done uh, okay lang. Okay. So, ayan. Okay. So, let's proceed to letter B. At what time t is the velocity of the turtle 0? Okay. Kailan daw na ang velocity ni turtle ay 0? So, gamitin lang natin tong equation na to. Okay. So, letter B. Letter B. Asa na ba si letter B? Ayan. Ang V natin is equivalent sa 2.00 centimeter per second minus 2 times 0.0625 centimeter per second squared t. Okay? So, kailan daw yung time kapag ang velocity ni turtle ay 0? So, let's just replace this with 0. Okay? 2.00 centimeter per second minus 2, 0.0625 centimeter per second squared times t. So, let's just find the time. Okay? 0, 2 minus 2, 0.0625 alpha x. Shift solve. Okay. Shift solve natin to. This is equivalent to 16 seconds. Okay. 16 seconds. Or pwede natin siyang kung susundin natin yung um, significant figure, ano bang significant figure nila with regards to time is okay. So 16 point 2 decimal places 0 seconds. Okay. So this is for letter B. So next, let's proceed to letter C. How long after starting does it take the turtle to return to its starting point? So how long after starting, okay, does it take the turtle to return to its starting point? Okay, so from the start, how long daw siya makakabalik? So, ibig sabihin, kung ang initial position niya is nasa 50 from 0, nasa 50 centimeter positive x. So, dapat ang x2 niya din is 50 centimeter kasi yun yung initial position niya. Para makabalik siya, kailangan nandun pa rin siya sa initial position na 50 centimeter. So, meron tayong formula, 'di ba? Kanina ng position, which is this one. Okay, so let us copy, 'di ba? Xt is equals to 50.0 centimeter plus 2.00 centimeter per second t minus 0.0625 centimeter per second squared t squared. Okay. So, kailan daw mapupunta siya sa 50 centimeter ulit? So, palitan lang to natin ng 50. So, 50 centimeter. Okay. Equals 50.0 centimeter plus 2.00 centimeter per second time minus 0.0625 centimeter per second squared t squared. So, since kapag tinranspose natin to is equivalent din siya sa 0, okay, so ayusin natin, 0 is equals to 2.00 centimeter per second t minus 0.0625 centimeter per second squared t squared. Okay, so gamitin natin ulit dahil quadratic to, gamitin ulit natin yung mode 5, 3, then negative, unahin natin si t squared, 0.0625 equals 2 and 0. Then meron tayong lalabas na time na 32, oops, 32 seconds at saka 0. Okay. So, technically, syempre, sa time 0, nasa 50 centimeters siya, ba diba? And then, after that, para makabalik siya, it takes 32 seconds para makabalik. Okay? So, yun na yung sagot natin for letter C. Then, next is letter D. At what time is the turtle a distance of 10 centimeter from its starting point? What is the velocity, magnitude, and direction of the turtle at each of these two times? So, sabi niya, kailangan, ang condition natin is 10 centimeter siya from the starting point. So, kung halimbawa, ito si 0, ito si positive x, di ba ang initial position niya is, ayusin natin na. Kung ito si 0, okay, draw natin. At time 0, di ba, nandito siya sa 50 centimeter. Okay. 50 centimeter. Okay. So, kailangan daw at yung final position niya is for 10 centimeter from the starting point. So, di ba pwede naman dito na equivalent to ng 60? Okay. Pwede niyang ito yung maging T2 or X2. Okay. Pwede rin naman dito which is equivalent sa 40. So, ito yung pwede niyang maging x2 din. So, meron tayong two possibilities na x2 is equals to 40.0 cm at x2 na equivalent sa 60.0 cm. Okay? So, ang tinatanong is at what time at saka what velocity. Okay? At what time at saka what velocity. So, para makuha natin yung time, we just have to use the given function. Ito. Okay. So, sulat natin ulit. Diba, meron tayong formula na xt is equals to 50.0 centimeter plus 2.00 centimeter per second t minus 0.0625 centimeter per second squared t squared. Okay? Para makuha natin yung time, we just have to replace this one. 40.0 centimeter is equals to 50.0 centimeter plus 2.00 centimeter per second t minus 0.0625 centimeter per second squared t squared. And then, we just have to get the time. Pag tinranspose mo ito, magiging positive 10. Okay. Ayan. Then, we just have to use ulit itong mode na to. Ayan. So, negatives, tama yan. Next is 2, okay? And then, letter C is 10. So, the time would be, time 1 is 36.39 or 36.40, okay, seconds. And then, time 2 is equivalent to negative 4, okay, negative 4.40 seconds. So, dahil negative siya, hindi natin siya i-consider, okay, as answer. So, dito naman sa x2, ganun pa din, we just have to replace it, ganyan. Centimeter is equals to 50.0 centimeter plus 2.00 centimeter per second t minus 0.0625 centimeter per second squared t squared. Okay, let's just get the calculator again. Okay, yan. And then, pag nilipat natin to sa kabila, magiging negative 10.0 centimeter plus 2.0, ito 0 centimeter per second t minus 0.0625 centimeter per second squared t squared. Okay? So, mag-equation tayo ulit. Negative 0.0625 equals to then negative 10. Meron tayong time na given that is 25.80 seconds time 1 and then time 2 na yeah, 6.20 seconds. So, parehas silang positive. So, let us consider the two time. So, meron tayong time na pagpipilian na 25.80 seconds, time na 6.20 seconds, and time na 36.4. Okay? 36.4 seconds. So, ibig sabihin, during this time, ang displacement natin is 10 centimeter from the original position. So, at during this time na nasa positive 60 centimeter sila, 'di ba? And then, yung kabila, yung 36.4 seconds, nasa 40 centimeters naman sila. Or si turtle, okay? So, ano pang hinahanap? This velocity and magnitude, okay? Magnitude and direction ng velocity during those time. Okay, so let's just substitute to the equation. Okay, kunin natin yung velocity. Ang formula ng velocity is this one. 2 centimeter minus 2. Okay. Formula ng velocity is 2.00 centimeter per second t minus 0.0625 centimeter per second squared. Ay, wala na pala to. T. Oops. T. Ayan. So, let's just substitute yung time. Palitan lang natin to ng 25.80 seconds. Ano na yung time na ipapalit natin? 25.8. Okay. So, ayan. 2 minus 0.0625 times 25.8. Okay. So, that is equivalent to 0.3875 or i-take natin sa significant figures. Okay. Purahin muna natin. Pag titingnan natin significant figure, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3. So, 3 significant figure ang makukuha dito. And, sorry. Okay. So, tingnan natin ha. Ito muna. Yan, 3 significant figures. So, 2 decimal places dapat. Okay, so 2 decimal places. So, 0.387. So, 0.39 centimeter per second positive. So, ibig sabihin going to the right. Okay, positive x. So, dito naman tayo. Let's proceed to 2.00 centimeter per second minus, okay, 6.2 seconds. 0.0625 6.2 seconds. Okay. So, palitan natin to ng 6.2. So, this is equivalent to, tama ba? 2 minus 0.0625, then 6.2 seconds. Okay, that is equivalent to, okay, check muna natin to ulit. 25.80, parang 25.8. Okay. Okay, sige, sige. 2. Okay, and then 2 minus 6.25. Ayan. 1.6. Okay. So, this one is 1.6 centimeter per second. So, positive ulit siya. So, going to the right. Right. Okay. So, next is 2.00 centimeter per second minus 0.0625. Okay. And then this one is what time? 36.4. Okay. 36.4 seconds. So, palitan lang natin to ng 36.4. So, negative 0.28 centimeters per second. So, negative siya. Ibig sabihin, going to the left. Which is tama lang kasi 40 centimeter. Okay? So, nasa x, nasa kabila na siya ng initial position na 50 centimeter. Okay? So, ayan. Okay na. So, let's go to the next example. Ayan. Example 7. The fastest measured pitch baseball left the pitcher's hand at a speed of 45.0 meters per second. If the pitcher was in contact with the ball over a distance of 1.50 meters and produced constant acceleration, what acceleration did he give the ball and how much time did it take him to pitch it? Okay. So, sa example 7, ayan, dahil constant acceleration to, so doon na tayo sa formula ng constant acceleration ha. So meron tayong given na um, um, 45.0 meters per second. Ayan. Left the pitcher's hand. So, V final. Syempre, ang initial niyan, walang speed si ball. Kasi ipipitch pa lang siya. So, 0 meters per second. Okay? Then, if the pitcher was in contact with the ball over a distance of 1.5 meters, so pag nagpipitch ka kasi, meron pa yung maglalakad ka ng konti para maibuelo mo. So, let's say for example, ang initial position natin as a datum ay 0. At ang X final natin is 1.5 meters. Ibig sabihin, during those distance, nasa kamay pa ni pitcher si bola bago niya itapon. Okay? Ang tanong is, what acceleration did he give the ball? Kapag velocity at saka x ang meron tayong formula na v squared equals v0 squared plus 2a x final minus x initial. Okay? So, ang v final natin is 545.0 meter per second squared, okay, equals 0 meter per second squared plus 2a yung hinahanap, and then ang final natin is 1.5 meters minus 0 meters. So, ang a natin would be, syempre, shift solve na lang to, 45 squared equals 0 squared plus 2 alpha x 1.5. Then, shift solve. Okay. So, ang A natin dito is 675 meters per second squared. Okay? So, that is example number 7. Now, sabi niya, how much time did it take him to pitch it? How much time did it take to pitch it? So, meron tayo ulit formula na, di ba meron tayong formula na x minus xo is equals to vo plus vx over 2. Okay, ayusin natin. V plus VO over 2 times T. Okay? Ang x minus xo natin is 1.5 minus 0 is equals to, ang V natin is 45.0 plus 0 over 2 times T. Okay? So, makikita natin yung time kung ilang oras itinake bago niya maitapon yung bola. Okay, so 1.5 alpha equals 45 over 2 alpha x. Shift solve. Okay? So, merong time na 0.067. Kung titingnan natin, meron tayong 3 significant figures. So, dapat 0.0667 seconds. Okay. So, ito yung time bago niya naitapon yung bola. Okay. So, let's proceed to example number 8. In the fastest measured tennis serve, the ball left the racket at 73.14. So, the ball left the racket, ibig sabihin, syempre pag ang una naman, ang VO mo is 0 at rest pa yung bola. Pag na itapon na siya or napalo na siya, ito na yung B final na 73.14 meters per second. A served tennis ball is typically in contact with the racket for 30.0 milliseconds or pwede natin itong isulat ng 30.0 times 10 raised to negative 3 seconds, okay? From rest, okay? So, within this time, nasa ano pa siya, nasa racket pa siya si bola. Assume constant acceleration, okay? Dun pa rin tayo sa formula ng constant acceleration. What was the ball's acceleration during this serve? So, ano daw yung acceleration? Meron tayong time, meron tayong V. So, meron tayong formula na V is equals to VO plus 80, di ba? So, V final is 73.14 meters per second equals VO na 0 plus A times time na 30.0 times 10 to the negative 3 seconds. Ayan. So, let's just calculate using this shift solve. Ayan. Okay. Alpha x times 30 exponent negative 3. Shift solve. So, meron tayong acceleration na 2,438 meters per second squared. Okay. Now, meron na tayong acceleration. That is the final answer for letter A. Meron, how far did the ball travel during the serve? Okay. So, meron tayong formula na x is equals to xo plus vot plus 1 half at squared. Diba? So, ayan. Meron din tayong formula na v is equals to v squared is equals to v0 squared. Tama ba? Yung formula natin kanina na ayan, plus 2ax. So, dahil wala tayong x, ito lang yung pwede nating how far did the ball travel? Ayan. Ito siguro yung pwede nating kunin or ito rin pwede. Okay? Try natin muna itong v squared equals to v0. VO squared, pwede itong 73.14. Any formula will do. Okay? 73.14 meter per second squared is equals to 0 squared plus 2. Ang acceleration ay 2,438 meters per second squared. Okay. Kung titingnan natin sa significant figure, okay, check natin yung significant figure. Dapat meron tayong 1, 2, 3, 4. Tama lang pala to. 4 decimal places. Ayan. I mean 4 significant figure and then this one has 3 significant figure. So, dapat ang kukunin natin is the fewest. So, dapat 3 significant figure. Okay. Diyan na tayo magkakatalo. Okay. Etong sagot natin is 4 significant figure. So, we have to round it up para maging 3 siya. So, ito ay pwedeng isulat na 2, 4, 40. Ni-round up natin siya para maging 3 significant figure, 'di ba? Kasi ang pag ni-round up natin 'to magiging 2,440 kasi dito tayo magre-round off sa tens, okay? Tama? Para maging 3 significant figure lang siya. So, ito na siya, 2,440. So, papalitan natin. Ito pala yung final answer. Ayan. 2,440. So, ito ay 2,440 meter per second squared. Okay? So, take note for the significant figure ruling ha, para hindi tayo magkagulo. Ayan. 2a and then the x. This is x minus xo. Syempre, ang X natin is the final and the initial is 0. Ayan, so let us compute. 73.14 squared. 0 squared, so 2 times 2440 alpha x. Shift solve. Ayan. So, meron tayong x na 1.09. So, kung titingnan natin ulit yung significant figure, ayan, dapat merong 3 significant places. 3 significant figure, 4 significant figure. So, ang masusunod dito is yung fewest, which is 3. So, ito ay magiging 1.10. Okay? 1.10 meters. Yan. Yan. Meron na siyang 3 significant figures. 1.10 meters. So, meron na tayong sagot sa letter B. Now, let's proceed to example number 9. If a flea can jump straight up to a height, ayan, up to a height of 0.44 meters, what is its initial speed as it leaves the ground? Okay? How long is it in the air? So, ito naman is motion along the y-axis. So, dito is papasok yung constant acceleration, which is the gravity na 9.8 meter per second squared, diba? Okay, so, sabi niya, kaya niyang tumalon ng 0.44 meters. What is its initial speed as it leaves the ground? So, ibig sabihin, okay, gagamit tayo ng constant acceleration formula na merong V at saka merong X or Y. Okay? So, meron tayong formula na V squared is equals to V0 squared plus 2A, diba? Then, X minus X0. So, kung itatransform natin to sa vertical, V squared is equals to VO squared minus 2G y minus y0. Okay? So, v squared natin is malamang kapag maximum height na to, dapat ito ay 0. Okay? Ito yung hinahanap natin. And this one is equivalent to 9.8 meter per second squared. And then y minus, syempre 0 ang initial. So, ay hindi. Meron pala tayong y. Sorry, hindi natin nakita. 0.440 meters minus 0. Ayan. So, ang V0 squared natin ay, ang V0 natin, V0 squared ay equivalent sa 2 times 9.8 meter per second squared times 0.440 meters. Okay? So, ang V0 natin ay equivalent sa square root of 2 times 9.8 times 0.44. Ayan. So, that is equivalent to 2.94 meters per second. If you will check the significant figure, we have 3 significant 2. So, dapat 2.9 meters per second. Okay? So, let's proceed. How long is it in the air? Hanapin natin yung time. Okay? Meron tayong formula na y is equals to y0 plus VOT minus 1 half GT squared. Okay? So, how long is it in the air? Syempre, from talon niya hanggang bumaba siya. So, ang final natin is 0 then initial is 0. Okay? Ang VO natin is 2.9 meter per second times time minus 1 half 9.8 t squared. Okay? So, let's use the quadratic equation. Mode 5. Shift mode. Shift mode. Alpha mode. Ayan. 5. alpha mode 5, and then 3, negative 1 half, 9.8, ayan, equals 2.9, then 0. So, meron time na 0.59 second, tsaka 0. Okay. So, ang final answer natin is, ang final answer natin is, ito kasing 0 second, it refers to the initial. Okay? Then, after 0.59 seconds, yun na yung pagbaba niya. So, how long is it in the air? Kung titingnan natin yung significant figures, dapat merong, dahil nag-minus siya dito, kailangan merong 1 decimal place. So, ito ay magiging 0.6 seconds. This is the final answer. Okay? So, okay na tayo sa example number 9. Let's proceed to example number 10. A small rock is thrown vertically upward with a speed, okay, tinapon si rock with a speed of 22.0 meters per second from the edge of the roof, okay, ng tall building na ang height niya is 30.0 meter building. The rock doesn't hit the building on its way back, down and lands on the street. So, tinapon si bola pataas ng 22 meters per second. Pagbaba niya, lumapag siya dun sa baba. Okay. Ignore air resistance. What is the speed of the rock just before it hits the ground? Hinahanap si VF. Okay. Ayan. Ang given natin is initial. Hinahanap si VF. Siyempre, ang G natin is equivalent sa 9.8. Ayan. And then, alam natin yung location niya. Kasi, kung dito yung datum natin, dito sa taas ng building, ito yung 0. So, malamang ang final position niya is negative 30, di ba? So, meron tayong formula na y0 plus VOT minus 1 half GT squared, okay? Para mahanap natin yung time. So, ang final position niya is negative 30. Ma'am, bakit po negative 30? Kasi ang datum na sinet natin is nandito sa taas ng building. Para pumunta siya doon sa lapag, kailangan ang position niya is negative 30, which is nasa negative y na siya. So, ang initial position is 0 plus 22.0 meter per second times time minus 1 half 9.8 meter per second squared t squared. Okay? So, gamitin ulit natin si mode 5. Ayan, negative 1 half times 9.8, okay, equals 22 equals positive 30 transpose natin. Okay. Then, that is equivalent sa, tingnan natin significant figure, merong 1 decimal places, so 5.6 seconds, and then the other one is negative 1.0. So, dahil negative siya, hindi natin i-consider si negative 1.9. Ito lang, okay? So, after 5.6 seconds, lumapag siya. So, makukuha na natin yung final velocity by the formula V is equals to VO plus AT minus GT. Ayan. So, V is equals to 22.0 meter per second, okay, minus 9.8 meter per second squared times 5.6 second. Okay, so the final velocity before it hits the ground is 22 minus 9.8 times 5.6. Okay. So that the velocity is negative 32.8 or 9, okay, meters per second. Ma'am, bakit po negative? Ibig sabihin kasi yung direction niya is pababa. Yun lang yun. Okay? Negative 32.9 meters per second. Okay? Letter B, how much time elapses from when the rock is thrown until it hits the street? Ito na yan, 5.6 seconds. So, okay na tayo. Or, yeah, okay na tayo dyan. Okay? So, meron lang sagot si A and B. Then, let's proceed to example 11. A rocket starts from rest and moves upward from the surface of the earth for the first 10 seconds of its motion. The vertical the vertical acceleration is equivalent to 2.8 meter per second cube, okay? T, where the positive y direction is upward. What is the height of the rocket above the surface of the earth at t equals to 10 seconds, okay? So for the first 10 seconds of its motion, the vertical acceleration of the rocket is 10 seconds. Is ito, ay 2.8 meter per second cube t. Ang hinahanap is the height. Okay, dahil ito is instantaneous velocity, ito ay equivalent sa dv over dt. Tama ba? Okay. Now, dahil equivalent yan sa dv over dt, ang kailangan natin is the height. Okay, so pwedeng ang gawin natin is equate natin to 2.80. Dito na lang tayo sa kabila para tipid. 2.80 meter per second cube t dv over dt. Okay, then cross multiply, magiging dv is equals to 2.80 meter per second cube t dt. And then, para makuha natin si v, integrate natin from 0, okay, dahil ang initial natin ay 0, and then v, and then 0 to t, okay? So, ito ay magiging v, evaluate from 0 to v, equals 2.8 t squared over 2, evaluate from 0 to t. Ayan. Now, ito is magiging v minus 0. So, v minus 0 is v is equals to 2.8 t squared over 2 minus 0. So, yan din. So, meron tayong function na 2.8 t squared over 2. Okay. So, ayan. Over 2. Now, ang hinahanap kasi is the height. Okay? So, v, alam natin, ang instantaneous velocity ay equivalent. In this case, dahil pataas, dy over dt. Ayan. So, ganun ulit, substitute natin. Dy is equivalent to 2.80 t squared over 2 dy over dt. So, sulat na natin si dt dito. Then, integrate natin from 0 to y, from 0 to t. Okay? So, ito ay y from 0 to y equals 2.80 t cube over 6. Okay? And then, evaluate natin to from 0 to t. So, y minus 0 is y. So, 2.80 t cube over 6. Ngayon, ang hinahanap is the distance from 10 seconds. So, 2.80 10 seconds over 6. 2.8 10 seconds over 6. Yan. 4.6667. Now, tama ba? Ay, sorry. Walang cube. Okay. Ayan. Yan. Now, kung titingnan natin, 10.0, ayusin natin yung significant figure. 10.0. Ayan, second. So, ito 3 significant, 3, okay. So, dapat 3 significant figures. So, ang y natin is 467 meters. Ayan na yung sagot sa letter A. Ayan. What is the speed? Okay, what is the speed of the rocket when it is 325 meters above the earth? What is the speed? Meron tayong formula ng speed. Ito, nakuha natin kanina. So, meron tayong formula ng speed. Kaso, ang given is 325 meters. So, gagamitin natin tong formula ng y. Why? Para makuha natin yung time kung kailan siya 325 meters. So, y is equals to 2.80 t cube over 6 para makuha natin yung time 325 equals 2.80 over 6 t cube. Okay. Then, kunin natin 325 alpha x 2.8 alpha x cube. Okay. Over 6. Shift solve. So, merong time na 8.86. Kailangan, kung titingnan natin, is 3 significant figures. So, 8.86 second. Now, makukuha na natin yung velocity by substituting this time. So, v is equals to 2.80, 8.86 seconds over 2. So, the velocity would be 2.8 squared to. Squared. Okay. 0.8 times 8.86 squared over 2. So, the time here, the velocity here would be 109. Okay. 109. Kailangan 3 significant figures. So, 109 meters per second. Okay? So, okay na yan. And then, tama ba? 2.8, 8.86. Tama ba yung sagot natin kaninang 8.86? Double check natin 325. Double check lang natin 2.8 alpha x cube over 6. Ay. Over 6. Shift solve. 8.86 talaga. Okay. Now, let's proceed to, okay na ba? What speed? Okay, okay na. Okay. So, the acceleration, example number 12. The acceleration of a bus is given. Ayan. If the bus velocity at time 1 second is 5 meters per second, what is its velocity at time 2 seconds? Okay. So, meron tayong given. Okay. Horizontal motion ulit to, alpha t, which is equivalent to 1.2 meter per second cube t. Yan. Hinahanap is velocity. So, we all know that instantaneous acceleration is equivalent to dv over dt. At time 1 seconds to 1 second, if the bus velocity at time t is equals to 1 second, is 5 meters per second. Okay. So, ang initial time natin is 1 second. Ang initial velocity natin is 5 meters per second. So, dahil ang given ay acceleration, equate natin siya sa dv over dt. And then, usin natin, cross multiply. Yan. So, integrate natin to. Ito ay from 5.0 to v. Then, ito ay from 1 second to t. Okay? So, ito ay magiging v evaluated from 5 meters per second to v. Okay? And then, ito ay magiging 1.2 meter per second cube t squared over 2 evaluated from 1 second to t. Okay? So, ayusin natin. Magiging v minus 5. Okay? Then, 1.2 t squared over 2 minus minus dun sa pagpinalit natin 1 second, which is equivalent sa 1.2 over 2. Okay. 0.6. Okay. Anong ginawa natin, guys? Pinalitan lang natin tong equation, yung t sa 1. So, that is 1.2 times 1 squared over 2. So, kaya 1.6. Ayan. Then, ayusin natin to. 1.2 t squared over 2 minus 0.6 plus 5.0. Okay. Now, um, ang hinahanap ulit is velocity. Tama ba? If the bus velocity at time t is equals to 1.0 seconds is 5 meter, what is its velocity at time 2 seconds? So, tingnan na natin kung 2 seconds to, ilan na yung time niya. Okay, meron na tayong formula. So, 1.2 2 squared over 2 minus 0.6 plus 5.0. So, ang velocity natin is 1.2 2 squared over 2 minus 0.6 plus 5. So, ang velocity niya is 6.8. Okay? 6.8 meters per second. Now, let's proceed to if the bus position at time 1 second is 6 meters, what is its position at time t? Now, meron tayong nakuhang equation kanina ng velocity, di ba? Ito yon. And we know na ang v instantaneous velocity ay dx over dt. So, substitute lang natin ulit 1.2 t squared over 2 minus 0.6 plus 5.0. Okay? Dx over dt. Okay? So, kunin na natin yung x. That is dx equals 1.2 t squared over 2 minus 0.6 plus 5.0 dt. Then, integrate natin ulit. Ayan. Ito, integrate natin from 0. Sorry. Merong given 6 meters daw siya at 1 second. Okay? 6 meters, 6.0 to x. Okay? And then, 1 second to t. Okay? So, ito is magiging x evaluated from 6 meters to x equals, ito magiging 1.2 t cube over 6 minus 0.60 plus 5.0 t evaluated from 1 second to t. Okay, so let's manipulate x minus 6.0, okay, and then 1.2 t cube over 6 minus 0.60 plus 5.0 t minus, okay, then substitute natin to lahat into 1, okay, 1.2 times 1 cube over 6, yan na, minus 0.6 times 1 plus 5 times oops, plus 5 times 1. Okay, minus 4.6. Yan. So now, ayusin natin, magiging 1.2 t cube over 6 minus 0.64 0.6, so magiging 5.6 t, okay, minus 4.6 plus 6 minus 4.6 is magiging 1.4 plus 1.4. Okay? Tinranspose ko lang magiging positive, so magsusubtract sila. And then, palitan natin na given is, ano bang given? 2 seconds. Okay. So, palitan natin 2 seconds. So, x is equals to 1.2, 2.0 seconds cube over 6 minus 5.6, 2.0 seconds plus 1.4. Okay, so ang x natin is 1.2 2 cube over 6 minus 5.6 times 2 plus 1.4. So, ang sagot ay tama ba? Ay, mali pala to. 5. Sorry. Ito pala 5 minus 0.6. Kaya pala. 5 minus 0.6 is 4.4. Ito ay positive. Sorry guys, akala ko add. Ayan. Positive 4.4. Ayan. Ito yan ah. Ayusin natin yung sulat. Pati si ma'am nalito na sa sulat. Ito ay 0.60. So, 5 minus 0.6 is 4.40. Ayan. So, palitan natin to ng 4.4 and then positive. Ayan. So, ulitin natin 1.2 2 cube k over 6 plus 4.4 times 2 plus 1.4. That is equivalent to 11.8. Okay. 11.8 meters. So, finally, tapos na po tayo. Thank you for watching, guys. And God bless.